Before I get started on today's project, I just wanted to answer a few questions that I've received recently. The first one is about this piece of glass that I used in the previous video. A lot of you were under the impression that it was plexiglass, but it's actually a piece of tempered glass. And unfortunately, I feel bad because a lot of you wanted to know where it came from. I have no idea. All I know is that it came with a couple of cutting tools. It was a cutting tool set, and I've gotten rid of the tools that it came with, and there are no engravings on the glass. However, I was able to find something similar online. If you research glass cutting boards, you will find tempered glass cutting boards like these, and actually they're a little bit bigger. This one I find is a little small. It's roughly 7 3/4 by 9 3/4, and it's fine if I want to use a piece of 6 by 9 like this, exactly like I've used in the last video, but it's a bit small for when I do bigger pieces. So I will be purchasing from the link that I will put in the description below. I found it on Amazon, but I'm sure you can find something similar if you go to your big box store, any kitchen appliance store, and of course you can always use a piece of plexiglass. There's nothing wrong with that. The other thing also that I got often is, will you be sealing these bookmarks? Which incidentally, most of you, it seems, have liked the doodled ones, which I don't have anymore. I gave them away. Also, I wanted to know what you thought I liked best, and I actually preferred the non-doodled ones. That was a surprise, I'm sure, for a few of you because I'm so into doodling, but for these in particular, I really like the look of the non-doodled. And to get back into the question, this is what I use to seal most of my artwork. It says here non-yellowing protection for oil, acrylic, watercolor paintings. It also works with alcohol inks. It also works with graphite colored pencil. So whatever I need to seal a painting, that's what I use. So this is Kmar varnish by Krylon, and it's readily available pretty much everywhere. I think I bought this a few years ago from Michael's. So any good art store also will have that. Alright, so I hope that you're not tired of seeing me doodle because I really like it. And I'm going to keep on doing it. Sometimes, not all the time. I think the reason why I'm into doodling these days is probably to release some stress, which I don't know where that comes from because things are going well. So there's really no real reason. I don't know if it's an age thing, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But I do enjoy doodling because it brings me peace, and I get lost when I doodle. I really do. I get lost in it. So for me, it's a stress reliever, really. I wanted to kind of take a different approach this time. I think I've done something similar in my morning pages at some point in time last year. I wanted to create a background that would support the doodling. So I had a little bit of an idea in mind. I knew I wanted to doodle florals, and the way I saw it to begin with was there's going to be 3 main flowers, the bigger ones, and then the rest are just going to be fillers. So apart from these 3 areas where the big flowers are going to be, the rest I didn't really have a specific plan. So I just dropped color. That's basically it. I incorporated a little bit of red with that shell pink for fillers, I guess. And then some green because obviously when you're talking florals, you're talking also leaves. But nothing was defined with the colors except for these 3 large areas. And I let that dry and I started doodling. Very basic shapes. This is for anybody, beginners, any level. All I'm doing is just swirling around. And then all of a sudden I have 3 flowers, and as you can see, I make them imperfect on purpose because that's a style thing, but you can take your time if you want to have something a little bit more rounder. I like the misshapen circles. And then once I was done with these 3 swirled flowers, I made another basic shape which kind of looks a little bit like a tulip, but without any details. And then I just added leaves. And that's it. That's all I did. And then I got to play around with the doodling. So once I had all these 3 basic shapes, then I was able to add fillers. Oh yeah, I also did ovals. 2 ovals, one smaller than the other inside the other one. And boom, you got a flower. It can be that easy. I think we complicate things in general, and so I would like to offer you something that you can do. I kind of call this mindless doodling because I really don't think about anything other than just basic shapes. So it's really not, it's not difficult, and it's not something that you need to struggle with. You really have to be loose and just scribble. And I know some people are going to be tempted to trace with a pencil. I personally do not recommend that. When I doodle, I don't think I've ever taken a pencil for doodling because I want the doodling to be very intuitive, very spur of the moment kind of thing. So if you please do go at it with a pen or a marker, not a pencil. But then I won't know, so it's okay if you do. All right, so once I had all the basic shapes, like I said, I was going to put in some fillers, and I also decided that the painting, to add a little bit of drama to it and to put all these flowers in focus, it'd be nice to have some sort of a darker background, but I didn't want it to just be black. So that's why I added these misshapen circles, and I think it adds such a nice touch to the whole doodling thing. I love doodling because you can be so free. You can do whatever you want. It can be as funky as you want. I think that's the nature of doodling. So I really had fun. And then once I had done the fillers and, you know, those dots and everything, I started darkening the lines where they would intersect with each other. And that's called changing the weight of a line. And I think it also adds like a little bit of a notch higher to your doodling, and it provides contrast at the same time. So I really enjoy doing that. And then I started introducing patterns in those tulip shapes, flowers, which it doesn't make sense. And that's the thing. That's the beauty, I think, of doodling. Anything goes. So I dare you to find a flower like this in real life. But I think they look great. I like the lines contrasting with the dark and the dots. I think that having different patterns in your doodling also helps. So that's basically it. Yeah, play. Please play. And in case you're completely out of inspiration, I have put together a sketch for you. And stick around till the end because I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to tell you how to go get it for absolutely free. If it's going to help you, why not? Use it as you see fit. Keep it for your personal work, obviously, non-commercial use. If you're going to mechanically reproduce it for your own practice. But yeah, I thought it could help some of you out. The last step. You know, something should be in writing. And I think I'm going to put it on my vision board. No painting is ever complete until you add gold. That makes sense to me. I like to add dots outside of the main area of the painting. I think it just adds a little bit of flair, a little bit of whimsy, and I also like to vary the sizes of the dots. And this, most metallic paints will be more pigmented than regular watercolor paper, and so it really covers well, so you can almost go over your pencil, or not pencil, but the marker lines. This marker is not permanent, but because it's so opaque, it really doesn't show. And I charge up my brush really well so that I don't have to rub on the paper. I kind of just like plop the color down without probably not even touching the paper. And here's the final look. Oh, look at this. I made a little pocket doodler. That's upon the suggestion of one of you, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name, and my friend Kathy. And if you want to know how I put this little book together, let me know in the comments, because I have recorded the process. It's just basically sewing together a couple of watercolor pages, and I just prepared the circles with colors and other shapes, and that's a great thing to bring with you on the go. Let's say you have a doctor's appointment and you know you're gonna have to wait. Just bring a pencil, or not a pencil, a pen. Oh, here's the sketch. Oh, so much to say, but you know what I mean about the pocket doodler. I thought it was a great idea, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so this sketch is available on my Patreon page, and you don't have to be a patron to have access to it. The only reason why it's on Patreon is because I don't have a website right now, so for me it's the only way to share something with all of you. So I will leave the link in the description below. You just have to click on that, and this will bring you to a post, and the file will be an attachment to this post. And with that, we are done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is bringing inspiration to some of you. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the little doodler, how I put it together. Don't forget to go get the sketch from the description below. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them also below. I want to say a huge thank you to my awesome patrons for supporting my art over at Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.